Well, howdy doody, everybody out there in DFS land. This is your buddy Choppadong coming at you another time with another video. I'm gonna make you a better DFS player. This is normally VIP information only when I do stuff like this, when I dive in a little bit. Um, but because we have that free trial going on, the 7-day free trial, a lot of you guys are getting access to some of the stuff that we do for our VIPs here inside the Army. So welcome in. I hope you're enjoying yourself on your free trial, and I hope you become a member because, after all, we personally believe that we teach you to build better lineups instead of just give out player picks. If you're one of those people that wants player picks and wants the lazy way, get the hell out of here because really and truly, you belong in a lineup seller's back pocket. And honestly, lineup sellers suck. Not a damn one of them's ranked. Not a damn one of them's any good. I repeatedly beat Roto Radar, which is probably one of the top ones out there in the industry anyway. They suck. They suck. They suck. They suck. They have good nights. Some nights they don't. A lot of you are here because of lineup sellers, and a lot of you are Army members because you want to learn to build better lineups for yourself as opposed to just take the handouts that the other people. There's no pride in a handout. Dig in, learn your way, and get yourself up and running, building your own winning lineups. First of all, hats off, congratulations to our one and only Boomer's daddy, Keith Hall. He hit the qualifier last night, $7,000, and all expenses paid. Trip, I believe, to Chicago to participate and represent the Army. He's been chasing that for about 2 years, and to be honest with you, I can't live that way. So hats off to Keith. I couldn't wish it on a better guy, and we'll see where that one takes him. Hopefully he wins 100 grand. That is like really, really crazy shit to me. So the beautiful part about being part of the Army is you get a lot of different coaching styles, a lot of different teaching styles. With me, you get Steady Eddie, Mr. Cash Game, I'm always right there, always just above or just below the money line. I'm never winning giant GPPs. I'm never losing giant GPPs. I'm always min cashing, going a little bit deeper, and as a result, my playing style has evolved, and I have started preaching small leagues and 100-man leagues and stuff almost exclusively. That's just where I find the softest competition for the types of lineups that I build, where I can get rewarded with 10x return, 25x return, and beyond. And yes, you can get that and even more in a GPP, but you have to produce an increasingly better lineup to do it. And I'm never going to produce really top half of 1% lineups. I'll produce a ton of top half, top 50%, top 30%, top 20%, top 10%, top 1% lineups. I will produce a ton of those. I will not produce anything much beyond that. So I cap out at the 100-man leagues where in 100 players, one winner, that's a 1% chance. Produce a top 1% lineup, you got yourself a shot. Top 1% lineups in a GPP generally get you about a 10x return, 8x these days. In a 100-man league, they get you 25x. I'd rather make the 25x than the 8x. I'm going to win a 100-man league a lot more often than I'm going to win a 2,000-person GPP, so that's why I go there. 20-man, same way. Top 5% lineup gives you a shot to win the damn thing. That's a 10x return. Top 20% lineup barely min cashes in GPPs. In a 10-man league, top 30% lineup wins. Top 30% gets you shit anywhere else. So go where the money is. When you produce lineups like I do, and you're very cash safe, and you don't stack a lot, and you just don't build your lineups that way because you're always trying to win every night, I don't want to go on 7, 8, 9, 10 day, 3-week, 4-week losing streaks. I can't live that way. I would be on a bridge. I'd be ready to jump. I try to win every damn night I'm out, and I try to produce the best possible lineup. I enjoy the challenge of the way the different slates flow and the way they present themselves. Some nights this area is tough, some nights this area is tough. I enjoy solving that puzzle, and I enjoy doing it the best every night as opposed to just throwing a bunch of stacks out there or being contrarian. And I'm not trying to insult the GPP guys, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't live that way. So if you're like me, you follow me. If you're like GPP guys, you follow GPP guys. Occasionally they pop one, and Keith is headed to Chicago as proof of that. So congratulations once again. Let's dig in here really quick. Show you 3 little areas that I like to look for numbers. If you're not a Roto Grinders guy, that's fine. I'm not promoting their site. I'm just telling you this is where everything is early in the morning when I get rolling, which this is late for me. It's not even 8 o'clock yet, and I can count on them being up and ready. I know we have to import numbers. I know our guys have to switch data around, and I know all that stuff happens. And our numbers are very, very good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not ready early enough in the morning for me. So I run here, and then I come back to us a little bit later in the day and kind of check and make sure that everything's still kind of the same. And yes, I see stuff inside our Army that is better and that gets me off of players and gets me to switch. And I hope you're the same way. It's just that my 99% of my research is done before 8 or 9 in the morning. I haven't written chin music yet. If so, follow me. I'll show you how I break things down. I look for pitchers. I look for Vegas odds when I look for a pitcher. I'm looking for A high Vegas total, 153 gets my attention for Aaron Nola today. The price of 8.1K does. I need to see strikeout numbers. Does he strike people out? And I look at those three things in conjunction with each other. What's Vegas say his odds of winning are? How much strikeout potential does he have? What's his price? And I try to put together a couple of pitchers that I like, and I get the hell off the rest of the pitchers. Is my radar going to be 8 pitchers deep tonight? No, it's going to be 2 or 3. They'll be in chin music. It's just how I do it. I try to pare my picks down a little bit so that if I hit one and I hit it right, then everything I do does well. If I shotgun it and spread out too far and have 8 pitchers and one lineup each, I don't know what lineup's going to do well. 3, 4 of those pitchers are going to suck. 2 or 3 are going to have a good night. I'd rather pin it down just a little bit more and tighten that noose up just a little bit. Now, if I look at what I look at for bats is I look for weak pitching, guys that have high Sierras, and I'll show you where you can find that in a minute. And I look for the offense scheduled to score a lot of runs in Vegas. And then I dive into that offense and see who are my hot bats and who are cold. They're not all hot at one time. They're not all cold at one time. Very rarely. Versus the split, versus the handedness. So I call up the right-handed splits. And the first thing I'm going to do, I don't give a crap what he did in April. I don't give a crap what he did last year. I may use those numbers as a bit of a baseline, go 2 seasons just to see who typically gets on base, who typically hits for power. But all I'm focused on this deep in the season, last week, versus right-handed hitters or pitchers. I want a 20 at-bat sample size, if I can get it. I get it for 1-week numbers versus righties, and I get it in 4-week numbers versus lefties. I sort by OPS. In case you're wondering where that number is on RotoGrinders, up here in the filters. OBP and ISO added together is OB ISO. You'll see that in our lineups page. That's my creation. Does the same thing. You just add these two numbers together. 333, 334 is 667. Okay? You're looking for numbers over 600. You'll also find the guys running a bit hot in OPS. So I just use the one that's presented to me. I do use both. I do kind of look at both, and I find that OPS and OBISO actually are quite similar. Small sample size, 3 at-bats, but I'm looking for guys running over 1,000 on their 1-week numbers, and those are the guys I'm going to write down in roster. Nava, 3 at-bats, maybe, maybe not. 800's playable, 1,000 is great. 800, Andrew Knapp. He's the only guy on here. Now, I will dip into the 700 some if I see the OBP is over 400, which I don't see. So, I'm sorry, all of Philly sucks. Somebody's going to win this prediction tonight. I'm going to say they're going to be sucky. Vegas says they're going to be great. Vegas typically knows more than me. But I can't roster any of these guys because I can't see anybody running hot enough. I'm looking for guys on big slates, 15-game slates. I'm looking for hot bats facing bad pitching that Vegas identifies as going to score a lot of runs. If I find the hot bats within those offenses, get 2 bats of this, get Knapp and Nava, boom, out I go. I'm off to the next offense. That's why I don't stack. That's why I don't win qualifiers. Okay? If I scroll down a little bit and find an offense that is running well or that is facing a bad pitcher tonight, Matt Boyd, not a great pitcher. Versus left, so we'll go 4-week numbers on this one. Let's look for hot bats inside the Chicago White Sox offense. Now, I haven't done chin music yet. They might not even be on my list as it goes. I'm doing this just as a quick video for you guys. 4-week numbers. Sort by OPS. As soon as it goes to 4-week numbers for me. There we go. Bang, 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 bang. 4 playables. Frazier surprises me. Abreu's running hot as hell and he's consistent as hell. NASCAR article just popped, guys. So Abreu and Abigail Garcia, nice little mini stack. Getting on base about half the time each. Hitting for power. Boom. Load them up. Get out of that offense. Go somewhere else. If you want to diversify a little bit with Garcia or Frazier, go for it. We know Frazier has double dong power. He's getting on base almost 40% of the time right now. He's hitting for an OPS of 850. He's pretty good. His OB ISO, 5, 630, 650, 640. 640 is over 600. We like him. Okay? That's how you find the hot bats within these offenses. There are 4 playable bats in here. The rest of them are kind of junky. Some of them might have a good night. You might feel bad, like, oh, I should have been on that. But no, screw that. Play the numbers. Play the numbers. Play what you know. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Worry about today. What do you see today? What's working today? Who's hot today? Get on those trains. And if you're following 1-week numbers for righties and 4-week numbers for lefties, you will be on a train in 2 days. You'll be off a train in 2 days. You will see numbers like Chris Davis, screw you. last week and put up an 0 for 4, or Jake Lamb last night. Does it mean Jake Lamb's not hot? No. That was an anomaly. If he has a decent night tonight, no problem. The train continues. If he gets cold tonight, goes 0 for 4 again, yes, something might have happened. You might want to consider getting off that train. But let those numbers tell you what to do. Now, in the next 5 minutes, let's go through the DFS Army stuff. The lineups page is not all the way populated yet, as you can see. But I'll tell you what it does do. It does some great numbers for you. It puts up WOBA, ISO, OB ISO. You look green is good, red is bad. It's a very, very quick way. It puts up the DFSA grade when that thing populates. That is a very, very good way to find who's in a good matchup spot and who's not. Would I be playing Billy Hamilton right now? No. Would I be playing Joey Votto right now? Yes. Maybe some Suarez. You know, scroll down. There's a one-off right there in Alther. Although if I look at Alther's numbers in the previous, this is where I argue with our lineups page a little bit, because when I look at Alther's numbers, he's not getting on base for shit, and his OPS is not even 800 for the week. He's not running hot right now. He's a great bat. He's just not running hot right now. So you can use these numbers in conjunction with other numbers that you find to say yes or no, or ooh, when all the stars start lining up, this guy says great, this guy says great, this guy says great. Oh my God, you've got a great indicator. The other thing I like doing is looking at Analytics Corner. This is set up very much like Notorious's Grind Down, but it's better, in my opinion. When you look at the numbers, you've got all these numbers here for you, greens and reds and all sorts of pretty stuff. You've got your K percentage, your K per 9 if you look for those. You've got your Sierras if you look for those. And they kind of help you out. But what you look for down here in the lineups, and this is what I like the most, like I said before, with a baseline of 2-year numbers, you've got the season-long stats here. And then you can see by checking against the baseline how hot or how cold a guy is running. If I look at a guy, like Jake Lamb, he's running good for the season, but he's running hotter than that right now. He's still chugging along. This number will fall under this number when he starts cooling off. If I look down a little bit more, where was I before? Let's see. Some of these guys are still running hot. Some of these guys are cooling off. Oh, here's one. 300 running under 341. Randall Grichuk running colder right now than his season numbers. He's bringing his season numbers down. I'd be off the train. I'm using this 14-day numbers as a check against the baseline, against the barometer. This is the barometer I'm checking against. When a guy's running above his baseline, I roster him. When he's running below his baseline, I don't. I'm looking for hot bats within hot offenses. Okay? Does that make sense? That's really the only way I do things. Now, you can go and stack them up, and you can take Jose Reyes if you'd like, and I'm going to tell you that's the dumbest play in the world. You might hit a home run tonight. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you that on paper it's stupid, because it doesn't align with my way of thinking. If you want to use him to get Conforto and Bruce in a stack, by all means go for it. But look at Bruce's last 14-day numbers. I wouldn't be playing Bruce either. He'll heat back up, and when he does, get on the train. In the meantime, I might be playing Wilmer Flores if he starts. Look at these numbers versus his season numbers. Dude's running hot right now. Put him in your lineup. That's all this is, mixing and matching. Get 4 or 5 teams that you want to focus on tonight. Get the 3 or 4 or 5 hot bats out of those offenses that you want to focus on tonight. Write them down on a separate sheet of paper. If you want to organize them by position or use our lineups page, the tabs to organize them by position, go for it. Play your players. Play the players you know are running hot. Play the players you know are going to have a good night. Put a couple, 2, 3 of them on a team. Get into the next offense. I liked Boston last night, and then I liked Houston some. Get in there. Arizona, of course. Ran a lot of Boston-Arizona combos last night. Get in there. Get 2 or 3 of those, and then go fill the rest out with one-offs. That's just nature of playing baseball. I got to get out of here because I got to write chin music. Walk you through a little bit of this. Use whichever charts you want. That's what they're there for. Hey, Pitcher's Paradise is out. So bottom line is, jump in, and if you're trying us out, hopefully you're getting something out of what you're learning. This takes a little bit of time. You will get there. Ask us questions in Slack. We'll respond to you. We'll help you, walk you through it, and shorten your growth curve. If you're not and you're just catching this for the first time, use code WIN, W-I-N, and open up your own 7-day free trial and come on in and take a look at our VIP stuff. We have a ton of tabs with a ton of information inside the DFSArmy.com. I'm your buddy Chapadong. Follow me on Twitter, and I'm out.